Yo, welcome back. In this module, we will be talking about RNA, a close cousin of DNA. RNA is a very useful tool in the cell. In this module, you have two learning targets. The first is I can model the structure of RNA, and I also need you to be able to list three important functions of RNA that we will talk about in a later episode. So, as I said before, RNA is a very handy tool for the cell. There are three major types of RNA. All of them have basically the same structure, but each has a particular function, or if you will, a job within the cell. So, again, there are three types of RNA, the first of which is called mRNA. And that M stands for messenger. The messenger RNA, essentially its job is to send a message to a ribosome in the cell to make a certain protein. You will recall that a protein is kind of like a machine that does things that we call life. And so you are a gigantic mass of a bunch of proteins that are all working in tandem to keep you alive. The next type of RNA is called rRNA, and that rRNA stands for ribosomal RNA. You will remember that the ribosome is the organelle in the cell that creates proteins. So this rRNA is basically the building block of ribosomes. Our final type of RNA is called tRNA. And tRNA, that stands for transfer RNA. Its job in the cell is to bring amino acids to the ribosome. So this messenger RNA sends the message from the nucleus, taken directly from the RNA, from the DNA, and it brings it to the ribosome, which is composed of ribosomal RNA and some other proteins. And that those ribosomes use the information in that mRNA, and they use tRNAs to bring them amino acids, and you will recall that amino acids make up proteins. So really, the job of all RNA molecules is very closely tied to the cell's construction of proteins. Proteins are essential for living things. So this guy right here, his name is RNA, and he's a lot like DNA in a lot of ways. There are, however, well, two, but I'm going to tell you about three huge differences. First and foremost, when you look at the structure of an RNA molecule, you will notice, it's only made of one strand. So we say that RNA is single-stranded. It is not double-stranded like the DNA. You will recall that the DNA has this extra strand in it. So that's one major difference between DNA and RNA. First of all, it is single-stranded. You will see that RNA has a sugar phosphate backbone, just like DNA. You will see that RNA has these nitrogenous bases coming off of that sugar phosphate backbone. However, you'll notice that those bases include adenine, guanine, and cytosine, or the A and the G and the C that you will recall from our discussion on DNA. However, you will notice that there are no T's here. The T's in RNA are replaced by a different nitrogenous base called uracil. So, in addition to RNA being single-stranded, thymine is replaced by uracil. So instead of writing a T, you would write a U. The third difference that I want to tell you about is in the sugar phosphate backbone. So over here to the left of the diagram, you will see that the sugar phosphate backbone in RNA looks just like it does in DNA. In fact, this sugar in RNA is nearly identical to the sugar in DNA. You will recall the sugar in DNA is called deoxyribose. However, in RNA, the R stands for the sugar ribose. Ribose, again, is almost identical to deoxyribose. However, deoxyribose lacks one oxygen atom. So the only difference between ribose and deoxyribose is a single oxygen atom. So that is the structure of RNA. Let's model it.